Hi, everyone. My name is Blake Cadwell. I'm the co-founder at Soundly.com. I'm also a hearing aid wearer. And I recently had the opportunity to try a brand new hearing aid that is now available in the United States, and that is the Orca hearing aid. And this is a hearing aid that's been built from scratch. It's not a white label of any other product. It's something that has been completely designed from the ground up. And today in this video, I have Xinke with me, who is one of the co-founders from the Orca team, to ask her a few questions about the company, where they came from, and sort of what you can expect if you do decide to try the new Orca hearing aid. So Xinke, thank you for being here. And maybe you can just start by introducing yourself and the team around you, your co-founding team.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Xinke, co-founder of Orca, and I'm so excited to be here today. Orca was founded in 2018. It started with our CEO, Ben, watching his grandmother struggle with her hearing aids. Back then, Ben was a product design engineer at Apple, and he worked on products like Apple Pencil and Butterfly Keyboard. So he knows his stuff when it comes to hardware design. And he thought this ought to be a better solution. So he convinced Chansey, me, and Linkai to join him on this journey to rebuild hearing aids from the ground up. For me, the journey has been much longer. I was diagnosed with hearing loss at age 15. I used hearing aids for 7 years before switching to cochlear implants. So I've seen firsthand how technology can change what it's like to have hearing loss. Our team includes people who's worked at big name companies like Apple, Facebook, and Siemens. I know it sounds like a cliche, every startup says that, but why does it matter to customers? Well, for one, it shows that the people behind Orca do know what it takes to make a product that's cutting edge and user-friendly. And with the financial backing of Sequoia and Tencent, you can trust us that we are a company that's got some staying power. So when you choose Orca, you're choosing a product that's made by experts and that's got the support to keep getting better and better over time.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that was one of the things that stood out for me the most when I first became aware of Orca, and that's that the team, the founding team, has such a unique background from Apple, Facebook, Siemens, and then your background as a hearing aid wearer and as someone who has hearing loss. And obviously for me, that connects deeply because it's an experience that I share as well. One of the things that I found really interesting in your launch here in the United States is that unlike a lot of other kind of new brands or new companies, you all chose not to go OTC, and you instead chose to have a professional program the hearing aids and guide someone through the process through telehealth. Can you explain that decision a little bit and sort of why you guys didn't go OTC when that's sort of the I guess it's in vogue at the moment among hearing aid brands?
Okay, to be exact, Orca is not going self-fit just yet. We are all for OTC. It's great for lowering costs and getting more options out there for people with hearing loss. But as a long-term hearing aid user myself, I know how important the hand-holding process can be. I mean, hearing aids are different from glasses. With glasses, you just put them on and you get clarity. But when you start using hearing aids, your brain needs to get used to the new sound. Some people try them out and find the sound too loud or too strange, and then just stop using them. I was one of those some people. So I tried my first pair of hearing aids, and after just a couple of days, I gave up because they just weren't a good fit for me. Then I met this amazing audiologist, Dr. Cohen, in upstate New York. She told me that my previous hearing aids just weren't powerful enough for me, and that I shouldn't expect to get everything right on the first try. So with her guidance, I slowly got used to the process. That's why in Orca, we have a remote audiology team to help our customers through the onboarding process. They'll guide the customer through what to expect in the first week, month, and half year of using our hearing aids, and make adjustments through our remote fitting platform. And in the past, if you were in a noisy restaurant and your hearing aids didn't sound right, you had to wait until your next appointment to get them adjusted. That could take weeks or even months. I mean, we've both been there. And now you can tell, and now you can call or even video call our audiologist right from the restaurant. So, and that's why we have hearing professionals in the United States to be there to make sure our users get the most out of our products and have a smooth transition into the world of hearing aids.
I love that, and I think it's countercultural and it's contrarian in a way, because a lot of brands are choosing over the counter at this time. But I share your experience. The hearing professionals that I've worked with have been so important in not only programming the hearing aids up front, but then supporting me as I have issues. Inevitably, everyone has issues that come up, and supporting me along that process. It's been really critical, and I think that's a really interesting decision that you all have made in your launch into the US. Just for anyone who's watching, the process basically, and I just went through this for a review, the process basically is when you go to Orca's site, or if you were to call them or get in touch with them, you'd be put in touch with a professional who's kind of your guide through the whole process. They take in a hearing test from you, or they can guide you through a hearing test that's within the Orca app. And then they're there kind of as your concierge support afterwards. So you kind of get the onboarding with them, and then you have their care ongoing. And that's all done through telehealth. So at this point, no clinics, it's all done remotely. So let's talk about the products themselves. You all have released one product at this point, Orca One. And Orca One it's a behind the ear hearing aid. It sort of sits behind the ear. The receiver sits in the canal. But there are a few interesting things about what you all have decided to do on the inside. And one of them is, instead of going with a specialized chip, which most hearing aid manufacturers use, you've used a general chip, which is the chip that is in AirPods and smartphones and more consumer electronics. Can you explain that decision, and why did you all go with general chips instead of specialized chips?
Yeah, sure. So I'll take a step back here first and explain what chips do inside hearing aids. So traditionally, chips inside hearing aids, they are in charge of making sounds louder, filtering out background noise, and even helping you focus on a specific sound or direction. So traditionally, hearing aids use specialized chips. These chips are highly specialized and precise, which is why they're perfect for hearing aids, because they are low in power consumption, but they are also limited in their capabilities and aren't always up to date with the latest technology. So that's where general chips come in. These chips are more versatile and can handle a wide range of tasks and applications. So as you said, these things are used using computers and smartphones. So they're subject to rapid change and innovation. They're updated every 6 to 12 months, which is way faster than that of specialized chips. So general chips are often less expensive and more readily available. And as technology continues to advance, general chips will become more powerful and efficient. I know it may not sound like a big deal right now, but using general chips is going to set Orca apart in the long run. We are paving the way for a future with hearing aids that are smarter, more capable, and better for you. And we understand that some customers may be concerned about the battery life of our hearing aids, but we are confident that the parallel advancement in battery design will be able to keep up with the increased processing power of our hearing aids.
Yeah, that makes sense. And just to speak to my personal experience, the battery life for Orca 1 is about 12 hours, which is, to your point, is shorter than the battery life in some other kind of top-end products. You sometimes could get 30 hours or more. Personally, 12 hours is enough for me. I don't wear my hearing aids more than 12 hours a day, but for some folks, that is something that might hold them back. I think you make some really interesting points about the future, and batteries have become more and more powerful and able to sustain so much more. So this issue potentially goes away in the future. It's a fascinating proposition. And I love that you all, with your kind of technology backgrounds at Apple, Facebook, Siemens, and et cetera, you're taking this approach that feels very reminiscent of consumer technology versus kind of medical devices. I think that's exciting to someone like me who wears hearing aids. So clearly, you all have a lot of ambition. You've been really patient because you've been working on this for years. What is the ambition for Orca? Where does this go from here? What are you all excited about as you think ahead to the year ahead, I guess?
I think, well, as I mentioned before, I am a hearing aid user myself. I remember how tough it can be to navigate the world of hearing technology. So at first I was kind of lost and didn't know where to turn. And as I said, Dr. Cohen changed my life. She helped me pick the right hearing aid, explained everything to me, and even connected me with a surgeon. So it was like, wow. And I wish every person with hearing loss could have an experience like that. And that's what we are striving for at Orca. We want to make it super simple and straightforward for people to get the hearing help they need. So no more endless research, no more scrolling through forums, no more asking around. With Orca, you've got one touch point that gives you access to all the information you need. And let us take care of the professional stuff, and you can just enjoy life. We want buying and using hearing aids to be as easy as buying any other consumer electronics. And that's the goal and kind of like vision for us.
I love that. I think the focus on the customer is particularly is something that excites me. I love that it's coming from you as someone who's experienced this space. And, I would say congratulations to you and the team. This is an incredible achievement to build a product from scratch, and one that in my experience works very well and is very impressive. And I can only imagine what the future holds as future generations of this product come out. I think it's very exciting. So Xinke, thank you for your time, and to you, the viewer, we wish you the best with your search.